Thank you very much, Ian, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this afternoon's press conference. Hello, Brooklyn. And before we start, I just want to lay out the parameters of what's going to take place. We will have opening statements by Billy, Avery, and then Brooklyn's backcourt of Deron and Joe. Then open it up for a Q&A. Please utilize the time. We'll have limited availability following the press conference, and then we'll break down for pictures afterwards. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to the general manager, Billy King. Billy?
Thanks, Gary. Hello, Brooklyn. To me, this is a great day for this organization. We've worked hard, and doing the work, fortunately being the gentleman, I get a lot of credit, but I want to thank my staff from Bobby Marks to Frank Zanin, Greg Polinsky, Matt Riccardi, Matt Tellem, Coach Johnson. Because it's not just me, it's everybody that went into to do this job, and I want to thank them first. I say this is a great day because we were able to put together what I call the best backcourt in the NBA right now. And acquiring Joe Johnson and re-signing Deron Williams, it's the best backcourt. I think it's a backcourt that can defend anybody in the league, that can score on anybody in the league, and that can lead us. So for me, I'm pleased for them. I'm pleased for the organization. I think it's a new beginning. A good friend of mine, Tom Amaker, always said when something's ending, there's always a new beginning, and that's how I look at it for the Brooklyn Nets.
Hello, Brooklyn. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Brad, I love it.
Yeah, thanks. This is an exciting day for me and our Nets basketball family to have two outstanding young men leading us into Brooklyn next year. Deron, with his decision to re-sign with us, I had a lot of sleepless nights before he re-signed. I was averaging about 2 hours of sleep, so now I'm averaging about 4, Billy. So it's just really exciting because Deron and I would just have built such a tremendous relationship on and off the court, and we have the same vision for winning a championship. And just really excited to have him back on board and leading us into Brooklyn. And he's definitely going to be the great number 8. Joe, in acquiring Joe, Billy, what a great deal for us. And in acquiring Joe, and not only Joe, but also his family and also Deron's family, which means a lot to us. But Joe is a tremendous talent. I had a lot of nights where Joe really made me go home and put me in a bad mood. So now I'll be in a happier mood knowing that he's on our team. He's on Nets basketball side. So it's just great that both of these young men are going to be headlining in the Barclays Center every night. Nets are performing, and to go along with the other guys that we have on the roster, it's just a joy for me to coach unprecedentedly the best backcourt that I've ever coached. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about all of the different ways that we can utilize their skill set, both offensively and defensively. And as Deron will tell you, I'm always open to suggestions and ways that they want to be utilized, because I'm all about Nets basketball and making it work for our team. So again, I'm excited, and our whole Nets basketball family excited, and Billy should be excited because he and his staff have really worked hard to make this possible. Thank you.
Hello, Brooklyn. Probably a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, Billy was catching a lot of flack, from the press and from fans. And, he's a big reason why I'm still here, why I decided to stay along with Coach. Like Coach said, we formed a great relationship over the last year and a half. And I just didn't really want to leave those guys on the island. And, I was really just happy with how aggressive and how, active they were in free agency. Is a big part of the reason why I'm still here, going and getting Joe. I've never played with a player of his caliber on the wing where, he can get his own shot but also create for others, and, vice versa. I'm going to take a lot of pressure off him, and, it's going to be fun to play with him, fun to play with Gerald again. And just like Billy said, it's kind of a fresh start for us all. I think Joe's was in Atlanta for, the last 5-6 years. So this kind of, a revitalizing start for him. For me, the last year and a half was kind of, painful. Losing a lot of games, but I think that's going to change. Re-signing Brooke, re-signing Gerald, and we have a lot of other things that Billy's working on. I know from talking to him, and we could definitely have a nice squad going into the Barclays Center next year, and I'm really excited about that. Excited about being in Brooklyn. You can just feel the energy that these fans have, that the organization has for this move, and it's kind of like a fresh start, a new start, and I'm excited to see where this team can go. I think we can be one of the best teams in the East if we come together, under coach's guidance, which I think we're all willing to do. And, I'm just excited about this opportunity and grateful for this opportunity. I thank God for this opportunity.
Hello, how y'all doing? First of all, I want to say thank you for welcoming, me and my family into Brooklyn, man. This has been amazing. I've really enjoyed it. They've really taken care of us, and it's definitely an opportunity that I'm really looking forward to, and getting a chance to play with Deron, getting a chance to meet with the coaches, and just be a part of this whole organization. So it's going to be a lot of fun for me. I think we got a great upside with this team, and we got a lot of great pieces that's definitely, I think is going to come in and be ready to win right away. So I think that's what we're all very intrigued about right now. And, we just got to get to work and get prepared for the season.
Okay, we're going to open up for Q&A. A couple of things. Please wait for the microphone. We have 2 microphones, one on the left, one on the right. And please, when you ask your question, please state your affiliation so the people at home know who is asking the questions. Please raise your hand, and we'll get to as many people as we can. Okay, right over here first.
Pat O'Keefe, News 12 Brooklyn. Deron, ultimately, what factored into your decision to re-sign with the organization?
I think it was a basketball decision. I think that's what you look at first. Of course, you want your family to be comfortable wherever you're at, and of course my wife was, my family was. We loved our time in New York last year and in Jersey the year before that. So it just came down to really the roster. I think, like I said, how aggressive Billy was in pursuing free agents and getting the Joe deal done. He had already came to an agreement with Gerald, which was key for me because I loved playing with Gerald in the short time that I got to play with him, and talking with him, he was excited about playing with me as well. And then, we knew we'd probably have Brooke back. In the back of my mind, I knew that was always something that was going to happen. So, once I think I saw that we traded for Joe, that was kind of, the deciding factor because we still had Marshawn, we still had a lot of key pieces off the bench that could help us win.
Rod Boone with Newsday right here, Joe. Right here. What's this like been for you the last couple of days here in terms of just the process of being traded and everything else? And how surprised were you that you were traded from Atlanta?
It was a bit of a surprise, but I'm happy that the move was here to Brooklyn. I look at the pieces that they have here, and a great point guard, good big man. So those are 2 main pieces, man, that were very intriguing to me, and I felt I can fit right in, and we can make a difference.
Go Ben and then Howard. Ben.
Ben Couch, BrooklynNets.com. Billy, what made you target Joe so quickly in the free agency period?
Opportunities come about. When Danny Ferry got the job, I called to congratulate him. And then he called me back and said, would you consider something with Joe? And then that's what triggered it. One thing I've always said in this league, opportunities come about and you got to be prepared for it. And we had the assets and ability to get the deal done.
Howard.
Howard Beck from the New York Times for Joe. Just curious, because a lot of guys probably hadn't been to Brooklyn before this team landed here. Have you been here before? What do you know of Brooklyn?
I didn't know anything about it, but we got here yesterday and got a chance to see the city a little bit, and it's been fun, man. They've shown us a great time, and I really appreciate it.
And just to follow up, for a lot of your years in Atlanta, you were carrying a lot of the load, both a scorer and playmaker. Been a while, maybe since Phoenix with Steve Nash, you've had a point guard like Deron next to you. What's it going to be for you to play off of a guy like that, free you up a little bit?
It's going to be fun. I think we're definitely going to take a lot of pressure off of each other. But getting a chance to play with a great point guard, playmaker, a guy who can create for not only himself but for his teammates too, it's going to be fun. I haven't had this much excitement since probably back in my Phoenix days.
Right here.
Hi, Daryl Joyner, WPIX 11. Billy, your pursuit of Dwight Howard has ended. The way the team is constituted now, you may have the best backcourt in the East. Can you guys competitively compete with the Heat right now with the team that you have?
Well, I think it's going to take time to practice to get there, and we got some more pieces to add. But you know, the game will be decided on the court. It doesn't matter what I say right now, so it's going to be decided on the court. I think we've got a team that can compete in the East, and Miami is a champ, so you got to go through them if you're going to do something.
In the back, go ahead.
Hi, Barbara Koppel. I'm an independent filmmaker, and I was wondering whether you've seen your new digs, the Barclay Center. Have you been over there? Has anyone toured it?
Is that for everybody?
Yeah.
I'm sure all three of us have, for sure. I've been over several times. I know Billy knows the building better than almost anybody except for Leo Erline and Brett Yormark. So I don't know about Joe.
No, I haven't seen it, but I'm looking forward to it.
I've seen it. I think, you know, obviously all of us have been to every NBA arena, but I think once the Barclays Center opens, is going to be by far the best NBA arena. Our basketball campus that we have inside, players' locker rooms, their lounges, weight rooms, offices, even, you know, the press area for you guys.
No. we didn't make that nice.
No, but I think it's great, and we're excited about it. You know, we're going to have a home court advantage in Brooklyn, from what I'm being told, you know, like the Oklahoma cities of the world, and that can be of added value to us. So we're excited about it.
Hold on. I've been there. Actually, I think, Joe, we're going there this afternoon.
Yeah.
On the schedule. So Joe will get a chance to get in to see it this afternoon. The one thing I think about the arena itself, which makes it special, is for me, just been traveling around, and people from Brooklyn that you run into say, I'm from Brooklyn, and they see the excitement on their face, say they have a team. That's what's going to make that building special, is the people from Brooklyn. And it's not just the people who live in Brooklyn, it's people throughout the country, throughout the world that you run into and say, I'm from Brooklyn, this is a great day, great time for being in Brooklyn. So to me, that's what's exciting. You get goosebumps when you see the excitement on people's faces that grew up in Brooklyn or from Brooklyn.
Hey, Deron. Pete Tenney, BrooklynFans.com. The fans are about to go crazy when they see you guys out here. And we got the Experience truck out here, and the Nets have gotten kind of tricky with trucks, sending one out to your place for your birthday, and then they're sending one out to every neighborhood to get people fired up for the Nets. Do you feel like the creative direction of this team is something that really excites you about what the Brooklyn Nets are doing?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's something that they showed me early. I mean, I remember the first week or so when I got here, they were kind of laying out plans that they had for the new arena, for transitioning to the move to Brooklyn. And so I've been able to see, that evolve, and I think it's gotten better and better. And I think, you got to pay tribute to Brett Yormark. He's done a great job of making that his main focus, is opening this arena. And that's his baby. He takes pride in it. Anytime I see him, he's mentioning it. So, he got me excited about it. So, I've been over there several times, and I think it's going to be huge. I think, like I said, the excitement that the people of Brooklyn have, just to have a franchise back here, but not only, this new arena is exciting for them as well.
Lloyd?
Lloyd Carroll, Queens Chronicle. Deron, how crucial was that fifth year that the Nets could offer that your hometown team, the Dallas Mavericks, couldn't in making your decision?
It wasn't. I didn't really think about that too much. It was more just a basketball decision. As hard as that is to believe, I never really weighed the 5-year against the 4-year. The only way it really mattered is if I had a career-ending injury, and I just, I don't like to think that way.
Stephanie?
Hi, Deron, this question is for you. Stephanie Stepp with Harlem Community Radio. There was a picture in all of our minds, at least between me and my listeners, of Brooklyn getting a young stud who would come in and make it his own, because we thought you weren't coming. When you think of the word young stud, you still consider yourself a young stud?
I'm getting older, I'm still younger, but not young. I'm kind of in the middle, so I think I'm at starting to get to the peak of my career. I think I'm gonna have my best years ahead of me personally, just because you learn the game a lot more, you mature a little bit on the court. So I'm just excited about this opportunity. Like I said, excited about this team that we're going to put on the court next year, and just really getting to work with them early. I'm going to try to get the guys in to come in a little early this year so we can get started and be ready for the season.
Bruce?
Bruce Beck, WNBC TV. Deron, Joe, Who's the best team in New York basketball in the NBA right now?
Definitely the Nets, Brooklyn Nets.
I think like Billy said, the games are decided on the court. So, we'll have 4 chances to play those guys since they're in a division. Look forward to playing. I got a lot of friends on the team, and J Kidd, Tyson Chandler, Carmelo, Amari. So, it's gonna be. I think we're gonna, form a rivalry.
And would you guys still hope to play with Dwight Howard someday in Brooklyn?
Brook Lopez is our center. That's who we're looking forward to playing with. That's who, we just signed. We're excited about him. I've talked to Brook a lot this summer. I've worked out with him. He's been preparing for this season. He looks like he's ready to go, and we're excited about having him on board.
And let me reiterate one quick point. When Michael Prokhorov, our owner, and Dmitry Razumov bought our team, along with Bruce Radner and his group, the goal is not for us to become local champions. When Billy and I came on board, it was all about, becoming an NBA champion. And we want Joe and Deron and Gerald Wallace and Brook Lopez and the rest of our team to experience that dream. And so for us, it's not just about, winning the local championship or the regional championship. It's really about winning the NBA championship, and that's what we're focused on.
Okay, Tom?
Billy, Tom Canavan with the AP. When you went into free agency, did you sit down and talk to Mikhail? And did he say, look, I want this team to be competitive, spend whatever you need to spend?
He never said spend whatever. We talked, we've strategized, we've mapped this out. This has been something we've been talking about since I've had the job. It started when we acquired Deron. I think one of the first conversations we had with Deron is about, what the team's going to look like down the road and how do we build. And so we've been working with my staff and we've mapped it out. He's been involved from the beginning, but it wasn't just about just go spend money. It was about build a team. And if the byproduct was spending money, he was prepared to do that. But it was about building a basketball team that we feel we can win with. I don't look at players as salaries. I look at them as basketball players. The salaries are what they are, but I think in building a team, you got to get basketball players. And if the salaries end up being high, we've got an owner prepared to do that. But we didn't go in and say we're just going to spend $80, $90 million. We wanted to build a basketball team.
Tim?
Tim Bontis from the New York Post. For Billy and Avery both, you guys for the past 2 years have been kind of projecting a vision for what this upcoming season in Brooklyn will be like. Now that you're up here with your backcourt, does it feel good to finally be in the moment as opposed to projecting towards the future?
Well, we understand there's still a lot of work to be done. We still have some holes on our roster, and if you look at championship teams, they definitely have star players like Deron and Joe, but it's also the complementary pieces. And that's what we're still looking for, and that's what the holes that we're still trying to fill in. Because these guys, they're going to get double teamed and triple teamed. And Deron, he got quadruple teamed last year. So this year he'll have some more outlets, and if Joe gets double teamed, he'll have Deron, on the backside waiting for it. But we got to continue to fill out our roster to build a championship team.
Yeah, and I guess I would echo Avery. I don't feel like it's done because my phone is vibrating. We still got work to do. So we got to add the pieces, but it'll be done when we look at the whole roster. And then I guess the thing for me is exciting is just know we're the Brooklyn Nets. That part has been a long time coming, and then to officially see the logo when you go to the NBA website and it's Brooklyn Nets. That's really to be here for the press conference in Brooklyn. That's what's exciting about it. Now, for the work part, we still got work to do, but that part, being a Brooklyn Net, is exciting.
Pat O'Keefe, News 12 Brooklyn. Joe, have you ever been to Yankee Stadium, and are you nervous about throwing out the first pitch tonight?
No, I've never been to Yankee Stadium, and yes, I am a little nervous.
That's an honest answer.
Hey fellas, Mike Scotto from Real GM. My question is for Joe Johnson. Joe. Hey Joe, welcome to Brooklyn. My question for you is, coming from Atlanta, you were always the man on the court. You were the leader of that team. Can you talk about coming in now as being a sidekick to Deron and the leadership aspect now within the locker room?
Well, I think it's going to be fun actually. I don't think it really, per se matters, if I'm leading the team or not. But I know me and Deron both are, trying to lead this team in the right direction. So, I wouldn't put it on one person's back to lead this ball club to where we're trying to go.
Joe, Deron, this is Alex Raskin, Hoops World, Wall Street Journal. Do you guys put any pressure on yourself to recruit free agents or to be active with the guys that are still out there on the market?
Yeah, I think that's definitely our job. Now that we're signed on, you have to go out there and actively recruit, try to get some guys to commit to your team and to come in and want to play with you. So, we're doing that as we speak.
This is for Avery and for Deron. Maybe quickly, you talked about your relationship with Deron. Can you talk about the ways that you naturally see eye to eye, and then maybe the ways that you've come to see eye to eye over the years together?
Well, it's been a work in progress, and when we first made the trade for Deron, he talked about some of the experiences he had in Utah, and I talked about some of the experiences I had in my last stop then, and what worked well with me, and he talked about some things that he liked, and really, it's really about just getting the job done. Deron has tough skin, I have tough skin, we really bounce things off of one another. I've become a better texter, because of my relationship with Deron. I'm not tweeting yet, okay? So, Avery Jr. has that down, all right? Deron and his wife Amy could tell you that. So, but it's all about communication. It's not about who has the best idea. It's not about that. And this is my second coaching stop, so I'm a little bit of a different person in some ways. It's not about me, it's about the team, and really it's about what makes these guys happy. Because if they're happy, they're going to function well, they're going to run through a wall for you, and that's all that matters. So, it's all about getting the job done.
Ben? Bondi? Yes. Oh, interesting.
You made it.
Joe, Stephen Bondi from the Daily News. How you doing?
All right, how you doing?
Can you just take me through your emotions when you found out you got traded and what that was like for you?
It was a little different. I didn't really know what to expect, really, coming to New York. So, I don't know, me and Deron talked on the phone a few times, but other than that, I didn't really know what to expect.
Ben?
Deron, you talked about the Brooklyn fans in the basketball context. What, for your family, was enticing about staying in the New York area for the next several years overall?
Well, like I said, we had a great time living in New York this past year. I think it's a great place. Even though we have a large family, it's still a great place to raise a family. The kids love their school that they're in. So I think we're just comfortable staying here. We were comfortable staying here, and I think it's a different experience. It's kind of New York's a place you don't really. Coming from Texas, you don't think about living. I still today I'm driving around and I'm like, if you would have told me 5 years ago I'd be driving in New York City, I would have told you, yeah, right. So, it takes some getting used to, but once you get here, it's just such a live city. There's always something going on. Great restaurants, great people. So, we just enjoy it here.
Me again, Joe.
Follow-up question by Bondi.
Yes. We hear a lot about ISO Joe going on in Atlanta and stuff like that. Do you see yourself having a different type of role here, or do you feel like your game is going to have to adapt with this roster?
In a little bit, but for the most part, I'm just going to play my game, man, and that's, not only creating for myself, but for others as well. And, I'm sure it'll be the same for Deron. Like I say, this backcourt is put together to make our lives easier. So, I can't wait to get out there on the court.
He's still going to get ISOs.
Yeah. We like ISOs.
Right here, and Tom, right here. Okay.
Hi, Mary Frost, Brooklyn Eagle. For the people in Brooklyn who don't know too much about the Nets yet, how would you introduce yourself and how do you want to be seen by your new community?
Who wants to take that? It's a toss-up question.
Billy?
Well, I think we want to be seen as people of the community. We'll be involved in the community. We're going to play hard every night. It's about family. I think our organization is going to be about family. And the one thing I know about people in Brooklyn is they have pride. And we want to make sure every time we go on the court that we play hard so they can go away saying they respect us and they like what we do. Because if you play hard every night, then people will want to come see you play.
Tom? Oh, I thought you had the microphone. Okay.
Hi, my name is Carl Junkersfeld from the Brooklyn Heights blog. And Billy, this is for you. Do you plan to exercise Chris Humphrey's bird rights or utilize him in some way?
We're in negotiation now, so the goal is to re-sign him, so it's going to be about money, so we've got to negotiate that part.
Okay. I want to thank everyone. Before we leave, a few housekeeping things. We're going to be disassembling the stage. We're going to take photos up here. There will then be interview areas where the two banners are. The pep rally will be taking place at 1 o'clock. The press is invited to come, go out the steps and to the right. All the press? Bondi has a special caravan for himself. I'd like to thank everyone, especially our partners at Yes, and thank you for coming for this afternoon's press conference. Thank you, everyone.
I can. I mean, Sutton and Gary.